Russ The Suss, former mayor of Otter Creek, has a Tallahassee Ethics Hearing Commission on April 25th. And tonight is Town Hall. And George and I, we're back, baby! Somehow, Russ The Suss got voted back in. Now, we can't fix stupid people, but we can give it a court date. And Russ The Suss, he has one. Don't worry about that confidential stamp right there. Confidential means the Ethics Commission in Tallahassee, Florida, they can't share anything.
And he can't either.
I can. I have every legal right to share what's going on. There have been 13 complaints shared to the Ethics Commission, and now there's a hearing on April 25th. What they tell me is every single one of those 13 complaints can lead up to fines up to $20,000. Wait, let's see, 13 times 20. Do we really need a calculator to do that math?
Yes.
And the answer is, oh, wait, hold a second. I'm sorry.
Royal flush.
I'm sorry. I thought we were playing poker. So here's what's going on. This is what the letter from the Ethics Commission in Tallahassee says to me. Jeremy Hales, the probable cause hearing. Okay, you understand there is a hearing whether he's guilty or he's not guilty. And then there'll be a hearing on what the punishments are. In the above reference complaint is scheduled for consideration April 25th, 2025. Commission meeting. The meeting has been scheduled to begin at 10 a.m. in the third floor of the courtroom, 1st District of Appeal, 2000 Dayton Drive, Tallahassee, Florida. Now, please, as always, do not contact, do not try and be there. You will not be allowed to be there. There are only 3 individuals that are allowed to be there. Myself, Russ The Suss, and any legal counsel. That's it. Nobody else will be allowed in. Under the commission rules, as I just shared with you, the respondent, Russ The Suss, the complainant, Jeremy Hales, and their legal counsel may attend the hearing to observe the commission's deliberations. The respondent and the commission advocate will give 10 minutes each to provide statements to the commission. No witness may be called at this hearing. No evidence, new evidence. They already have a tremendous amount. And this is why we film. It is accountability. It is video evidence that cannot be respun a different way. You can't lie about it. It is what it is. Wasn't it you, George, that said video don't lie?
The video does not lie.
Okay. All right. Here I thought it was video that killed the radio star, but I guess it's video does not. Video does lie. We'll make a song later. All right. We'll be given 10 minutes each to provide statements to the commission. Now, I don't believe Russ The Suss is going to show. Why, George, keep that hand up. I'm not sure why.
I didn't want to interrupt you, so I raised my hand so that I can throw in my 2 cents. Remember?
I want 5 cents. You owe me a nickel, George. A nickel.
Remember when Channel 20 News came in and asked Russ The Suss why the town hall was closed for five months? And he said, ain't no clerk, ain't no show. That was his response as the current mayor. That video did not lie, and that was the local news coming in to interview him. That was the perfect example.
All right. I like that example. Okay, and no witnesses may be called, no new evidence may be introduced. The sole purpose of the probable cause hearing is to evaluate the results of the preliminary investigation. If you plan to attend this meeting, please notify our office 2 days prior to the meeting. I will be there. Now, will Russ The Suss be there? Absolutely not. Do not hesitate to call this office if you have any questions concerning this matter. Now, the other interesting thing is, will Russ The Suss be at Town Hall tonight? Considering he was just voted in with 34 votes. Lynette got 18. That's even less than the first time she ran for Town Hall. In other words, her credibility in Otter Creek is...
We're shocked she got more than 1.
Which is interesting because tonight we go to Town Hall and then tomorrow we go to court. She's being sued for attorney fees and sanctions in the thumbnail case, which we all know who put her up to that, right? Yeah, we do.
The royal flush.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was on the wrong one again.
Oh, yeah.
These things happen.
The frivolous lawsuits that her and
Yeah.
her Royal Flush legal team.
Yes.
Did she ask Surrey? You think Surrey is part of the legal team?
No, I'm not sure Surrey is, but I'm pretty sure that guy is. That guy definitely is. Oh my goodness.
Repulsive.
Oh, boy. It's pretty repulsive.
The personality on the inside is even more repulsive.
Well, you ought to see that part. Okay. We may need to take a regurgitatory break. Okay. All right. I do have the agenda for Town Hall. So George and I are going back. We said once Town Hall took care of all the issues that we had with the town, that there was no need for accountability anymore. And Miss Belinda has done an incredible job cleaning up a huge mess that Mary left. And there's no doubt whatsoever there was others involved in that. And so we say thank you to Madam Mayor. We say thank you to Deanna. And we say thank you to the many others who helped clean up that mess. And now everything's running efficiently and smoothly. And now Russ is back in. Now he won't show up to Tallahassee. Question is, will he show up tonight? Who else is going to show up tonight? Let's look at the agenda. I have a picture of it here.
Yes. But to be clear, for those that don't understand, technically he hasn't been sworn in yet. That usually occurs in May.
Okay.
So election happens in April. Getting sworn in occurs in May.
That's true. Okay, let's look at the agenda. And sorry, that was federal court agenda.
That's part of that. Wrong agenda.
So the agenda tonight starts at 7 p.m. George and I will be there, and I will be there for every.
You think
meeting that I
Lynette will
need
be
to
there
do.
at 4:45?
So here's the interesting part. So little Birdie told us over in Levy County that Russ the Suss, after getting voted in, Russ the Suss and Don the Con. So remember, Russ the Suss got 34. Don the Con was next. Then Lynette, and then Jeff. Jeff was at 17. Lynette
he was at the bottom
18.
of the barrel.
So this is the interesting part. Russ the Suss and Don the Con contrived this idea that they were going to get Lynette in on town council. And so they went to the Board of Elections and said, hey, we're withdrawing our names, which means they were thinking Lynette would immediately just be bumped into the position that Russ won.
It doesn't work like that.
Now, here's my biggest question. If Russ is for this town and for these people, why would he go to the Board of Elections to sabotage this, to put Lynette in? Now, let's be very clear. Lynette doesn't have a clue. Not a clue. She wouldn't know what the tooth is unless it bit her.
She wouldn't know where to put punctuation if
That's
it were
true
to
too.
save her life.
So the immense amount of liability that Lynette being on that town council would bring to this town means that it would bankrupt the town in legal. I mean, it's just the reality. Whatever happens, the town is going to be sued, and the town is going to lose everything. So to vote for Russ the Suss, who then goes to the Board of Elections and goes, hey, me and Don the Con, which he went with Don the Con. This is what we're hearing from the county level, okay? From those who are letting us know, and it is 100% truth. This is county level stuff. They went to the county and said, we were withdrawing, put Lynette in that position. The county told them, sorry, doesn't work that way. So we don't even know if Russ the Suss is even going to show up tonight. So that means one of two things. He knows he's getting fined and removed. And so to try and get back at me, he thinks he's going to put Lynette at the town hall. Now, we've stated this over and over and over again. And Lynette has stated, if I'm voted in, Jeremy can't be there. Wrong. It's not her job. Wrong. The job has nothing to do with it. Wrong. There's a civil protection order.
And she's
going to have another hearing in Ohio for more contempts, which the last contempt they were found guilty on, the judge said, we're not going to pursue arrest at this time. But now they're going back for more. And they're going back for huge amounts of third-party contact through the Fleas, through Deuce, through disbarred and convict lawyers and felons. And I don't understand what this is going on.
I don't want to interrupt you, so that's why I'm raising my hand. I'm waiting for you to stop talking and then I can ask my question. Remind those at home that don't know, what was Lynette and Crook found guilty in contempt of court again?
You remind them you were there.
Because they were at town hall. They weren't supposed to be at town hall. My civil protection order trumps anything that includes them being at town hall. They were found guilty for being at town hall and willingly and knowingly not removing themselves immediately from town hall when I showed up. They know exactly what my vehicle looks like. They've called Levy County Sheriff multiple times complaining about me driving by and filming. I film for my own safety. I just drive by and make sure my camera's rolling. It makes no difference. It's no different than having a dash camera.
Okay.
Okay, back to you, sir. Back to you, citizen journalist.
Okay, here is the actual agenda that we're going to tonight. There's going to be a mayor, call of order, pledge of allegiance, roll call. And I don't think Russ is going to show up tonight, to be honest. I don't. But I am going to be sharing this hearing information with the town hall, because what will happen, as we've already been told, is that if Russ is found guilty, which I believe he will be immediately removed, and there will be an opening on the town council. So we've got public comments. Reminder, in order to be acknowledged, you must fill out a card and put it in the box. We'll go early, like 6:30, and we'll make sure we get that in the box.
We always get there a half hour early so we can get good seats.
Yeah. Well, it's not very hard. It's a very small town. So
Well, I don't want to be sitting next to Biscuit Butt. I don't want him near me.
him. I get it. All right. Approval of the agenda. Approval of minutes from February 18th, 2025 meeting, which we weren't there. There was no need for us to be there anymore. Again, Otter Creek fixed these issues. And so now we're in a position where you got Russ The Suss voted back
Scheming.
in, trying to scheme behind the scenes at the county level. We're going back. We absolutely are going back.
So sus.
So, old business, second reading of the ordinances, 2025-01, an ordinance, Town of Otter Creek, Florida, amending the town charter and the town code of ordinances. Code. We're finally getting some code enforcement. What is that going to do to Russ The Suss? What's that going to do to Lynette and Crook? What's that going to do to 90% of these people? And we're about to find out. I mean, that's one way to generate income, is code enforcement when you don't have income. And once you clean up the town, families want to come back to it. So that's a good thing. Changing the dates of the announcements of the date of the election, designation of seats available. New business, voting on the engineering firm for the community center grant. Reading of the resolution 2025-01. Department reports. We've got administration with the election results, maintenance, public safety, building, zoning, and water. And then there will be announcements and then public comments. And that's where I will come in. I do want to share with the full town hall, with the full town board, of what's happening with Russ, so that they can prepare even now for him being removed down the road, which is ironic because I think he already knows that, considering he's trying to remove himself and put Lynette in there, trying to think that he's somehow going to keep me and George out of Otter Creek Town
He
Hall.
didn't think it would get this far. That's why he ran again.
Is he this dumb?
Yes.
As Deuce?
Yes.
As Lynette? As
Yes.
Crook?
See.
We're about to find out.
I believe that's 7 o'clock, that's what we got. Everybody good, agree? It is recorded. Let's take a breath.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen. All right. We have on the roll call, we have Rex here.
Here.
Carl.
Here.
Myself.
Belinda.
Belinda. Megan is absent. Laura says she will be late. Roll call. Public comment, just a reminder, please fill out the card, put your information on it, your contact information if you want to speak and do a comment this afternoon or afterwards. Remember to keep it to comments only. All questions and inquiries need to be put to the office during administration hours or business hours, which are flexible at times right now because we've got some medical issues we're dealing with. And please, we ask that you be respectful and take the 3 minutes serious. All right. So much for that. We got it. We need an approval for the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Unanimous? Okay, we got approved for the minutes from February.
I make a motion.
Carl first,
Yeah, I'll second.
Rex the second. All in favor is aye?
Aye.
Unanimous? Old business, we have an ordinance to read.
Okay,
You want to just read the title?
yes,
Okay. I
okay,
think we've read it 3 times.
okay. An ordinance of the town of Otter Creek, Florida, amending the town charter and the town code of ordinance regarding elections, changing the date of announcement of date of election, designating of seats available and qualifying dates, adopting election procedures by ordinance, repealing prior election procedures, resolutions, and ordinances, and establishing an effective date. This ordinance is just in the place of the normal charter says in December, the board picks the polling candidate, the polling staff, and your canvassing board. Well, nothing is decided for anyone to be on these boards until February. So this ordinance is just changing the charter from December to February. And then it's just taking it from the board approving the, at a minute, for the clerk to see who will be on our board.
Put the canvas
So,
committee
so
together.
that is what this ordinance is just amending.
Basically, a short recap of that is, they changed the vote times from November to April, but they didn't change all the legal documentation time, information at the same time. They left all that business part backdated. It brings everything together so it all works together and functions like it should. Okay, so we need to vote on it, right? We got a first
Is
and
that when we have to vote, or I thought it was just?
no, we have to read it, now we got to vote to accept.
Oh, okay, I don't vote, or I make a motion to accept it.
A
Second,
second.
all in favor is aye?
Aye.
Unanimous. That is an ordinance, or a resolution, excuse me. No, what, that's an ordinance, right?
It's an ordinance, yes.
Good deal. All right, new business. We got voting on the engineering firm community for the community center grant. Well, we got bad news on the community center grant. The 4 years ago, when we accumulated this grant, they didn't do it properly. They didn't go through the meetings. They didn't discuss it at the meetings. They didn't vote on it at the meetings. They just went behind the backs, did the paperwork, submitted it, got the grant, and the grant went took off. They spent a bunch of money on things that wasn't voted on or approved, and so the grant was done. The governor issued the check to the town, and it was all happy go. But when it come time for down to business part of it, we did not have any legal documents to back up the grant. You know, as far as the council voting on it, approving it, the correct advertisements that was supposed to be done. So we had to start over on the community grant, and we did start over on it, but unfortunately there's not enough time now to get all the stuff done and get the project finished by the deadline. So we are going to withdraw from the grant so that we stay in good graces with the state and not drag them out, and or at least that's what I'm proposing. That we withdraw and we give them a release from it, and they'll put us right back in line for another grant for the next time. So we can apply for it without getting.
In the future, we have a park and bridges.
Yes, right now, we were informed there are some CDBG grants out there. The state has allotted $39 million. So we have, if we rescind this grant and give it, so basically say we're going to give it back to the state, we can now then go ahead and apply for the new ones.
Right.
It's going to be open until the end of June. So we still have a window of opportunity to get the money that we need to do our community center.
And that was the deadline on this current grant, correct?
That's correct, as far as,
We only had until next June to get this
that's
done.
correct.
Yes.
And we still, there's an 8-month environmental study to be done. Anyway. And that's if they don't ask any questions or ask for any additional information. All right, so if we all agree on that, let's get a motion to, in a second, to dismiss this grant.
I'll make a motion on it.
I'll second.
All in favor is aye?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay, we have a department reports for administration, elections results.
Okay, well, everybody knows that the election's over with.
Thank God.
And, I wasn't for sure if everybody knew the results, so I thought I'd share them with you. We had, Jeff Berry, the 2-year seats, we had Jeff Berry at 17, Russell Meek Senior at 37, Sim Patchett at 55, Lynette Preston at 18, Don Seminaro at 31, and Rex Wood at 52. So our candidates that won the election are Zim, Rex, and Russell. And for our 1-year seats, we had Carl Hughes at 51 and Stuart Stewart at 34, which is brought in Carl Hughes taking the votes. So those are our candidates that, and they're, how many votes they got and who won the election.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
Other
Thank
than
you.
that,
Thank you.
I got good news today. We will finally be finished with our website to be live either later tomorrow, no later than Friday. I met with them today and all the format, everything is up to par. All the documents are ADA compliance to meet any handicap. And we just had to tweak the formats that we were looking for with our drop-down boxes and that sort of thing. So they're tweaking it now to get all the little bugs out. And so we, hopefully if everything goes right, then we'll finish the pay your bill online shortly following that. So I just wanted to give you an update on that. And,
I'll take care of that.
okay.
All right, so, in the administration, I'm gonna close this part out of administration, is that, we are, we have, I'm sad about this, but it is a fact, we gotta do it, because she's got so much going on in her life right now, we gotta give her some space. Belinda is, gonna step down from the clerk's position, and she's gonna stay in as a bookkeeping for us at this time, and she will help us train a new clerk. The good thing about this is the new clerk coming in is she won't have to learn all the what's that program you use all the time? QuickBooks, yeah, that thing. You don't have to get on that so much and run it. It'll be more of just the basic stuff, everyday things, and documentations, records, that kinds of stuff for that position. Which we need to advertise that in the paper tomorrow, I guess, out of Chiefland. I don't think we need to vote on it, but I guess we probably should, since we are, this is not an alternation for us, this is something we gotta do. We all agree on that, we'll advertise the position in the paper and seek out to hire a clerk.
I'll make a motion on it.
I'll second it.
Second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Unanimous. Laura has made it to the meeting as well?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, I
Let's
put her
put that on the report.
Just sorry about the appearance.
That's
I've
okay.
been taking care of my granny who's got dementia, so
Well, at least you made it, and that's what counts.
it wasn't easy.
All right, so we're good with that? You good with that? Did I miss anything on it?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, so we got maintenance. We had a sinkhole open up in town, which the county today took care of it, I believe. I haven't heard back from them on the results of it, if there's something they gotta follow up with or not. Usually a sinkhole takes about 3 times to
They usually follow up to make sure it's not continuing to expand.
Yeah, so it's probably an ongoing thing for a few months, but it was actually right here in the street on the corner right here. Nobody was injured, it was just, dang, there's a hole. So,
The hole was about, what, that big, and I was told that it went, a foot and a half under the road.
You could have crawled down in that, if you could have got to that hole, you could have crawled down and fit
Yeah.
underneath the asphalt. It was, we just got in there with our arms and sticks and poked around, it was pretty good size. What gets me is that you know that material went somewhere, so something below that opened up. So how big is that? That's the fear of the sinkhole.
Maybe we'll find out later.
So drive around the dark spot in the road for the time being. Maintenance wise, Richard, you got anything you need to add on it, bud?
No.
You good on everything?
Good.
All right. We had some issues with the lawnmower. Richard took care of it and fixed it. He come to me and I was like, man, I'm exhausted. Just mentally exhausted. Give us a few days or whatever, you could borrow mine, but he was determinedly, he kept on through until he found a way to get it fixed and he got it done. And as far as I know, it didn't really cost the town anything, just a belt maybe. No, it's cool.
Well, thank you, Richard.
We appreciate you, Richard, and thank you for being there for us time and time again for the town. Public safety.
I think we're good.
Okay, well, I thought talk about that in maintenance.
That's emergency too.
Yeah, covered both.
I mean,
Yeah.
think about it, you drive over that and that would have been weak.
I know.
That would have been a serious
Yeah,
emergency.
It should would have tore someone's car up.
Yeah,
If some child didn't fall, crawl in first.
yeah, and there's a little one over there.
Building and zoning is pretty much sitting there waiting right now. I'm hoping that we take our seats next month and then we immediately start working on these ordinances for our building and zoning regulations and bring all that up to date and bring them in compliance. It shouldn't take a lot of effort, but I mean, it's gonna take probably 2 meetings. We may have to do a workshop one. But we'll work on everybody's schedule so we can make sure that that works and fits. That kind of thing is, what it might be is, what you working on, make sure we all had the
Your books
copies?
will be ready by the end of the month.
Okay, so within this month, so
What will?
Your books.
with all the ordinances.
Oh, I thought you said yearbooks. What?
Speaking of yearbooks, I want to get your picture.
I don't want a picture taken.
We'll put it on the wall.
No.
Everybody's picture on the wall. All right, we'll get one somewhere. We'll catch out in the yard work, we'll get one. All right, so, water is, everything's going okay. The water's not perfect, but it's definitely cleaner than it's been in a long time, for years to go. And we have closed out the deal with the water filter system company, close their stuff out. Now we actually own that equipment now. So we're kind of in relief of some manner because now we've put a lot of money into it. And it is kind of nice that we do have our owner possession of it.
What is in the water that would cause, I've never had this problem before. The other day I went to sanitize some dishes and I put about 2 tablespoons of water into it, sink full of bleach. And after I put that bleach in, my water looked like iced tea.
It's the tannins in the water.
But it's never done that before. I've never been scared to wash my whites with bleach.
I've always had it happen to us. I know that we don't wash more whites than bleach anymore here because it ruins the whites. The bleach will actually turn your clothes orange.
See, I've never had that problem before. Never.
Yeah,
Not until now.
I'll bring you a bottle of sample.
Yeah, I mean, I know, I've seen it. It does it at the house. It does do it. The iron concentration is so high in our water, but it's always been an issue. It's not just something new, but it has done it because I know that all the years that we've lived here, since my family's been here since 1940 or 37. It's always been an issue with the bleach in the water here. She actually put barrels out of pot of rainwater and washed her white clothes in that water so it wouldn't happen. But that is what's happening. We do have.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
We do have the possession of the filters, and I did talk to Water Post Technologies, I think it is. they're coming in to help us finalize and see if we can do some more treatment on that filter to correct some of those tendons that's getting through. The one filter is taking out all the iron, but the tendons is what's comes from leaves and bacteria, Mother Nature bacteria. Gets into water and all the little fragments that get through, iron sticks to it and it's going to come through. But now, you know, we ran all this stuff, pipes, the water's been running through these pipes for years this way, and now that the water is cleaner, what's happening is all the stuff in the pipes, storage tanks, everything is now falling off the pipe walls coming off of it because the other water's coming through it. So it's still got some of those same tendencies. But the bleached water thing is a little bit more than you had because the old system, which the top of it, we beat the top of it out of it so many times trying to make it so that the water would pass through the old filter, the old blue tank filter back in the back behind the tower. It's got that big area at the top. Richard and I have gotten up there, and Richard more than I, but gotten up there and we beat the iron out of the top of it, all the rust and stuff that were in it. But either way, we've not stopped working on the water. We'll continue working on doing things to try to improve it even more so. The water grant is, we're waiting for an answer on that, hopefully tomorrow, so that will get an extension and get moving forward on the engineering process and try to close that out. We got promised some fundings from the insurance company to do the repairs. I'm just kind of lingering on holding off on initiating the repairs until at least the check gets in our hand before we start, because it's a pretty good amount that would put burden on the town if we had to pay it out prior to the insurance money. Although I think we do have our yearly tax revenue, majority of it's come in so far.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we do have a little cushion, but it's not money it's got to be there through the year. So it may balance out. But hopefully the insurance money comes through pretty quickly and we can get right on with that process. Okay, so we got announcements. Who wants to do the announcements?
I'll read it.
Okay.
Our children's table is going to be here on the 25th at 1:30. The Waukesha Water and Wastewater meeting will be held Wednesday. That was tomorrow, right? Yeah, tomorrow at 1 p.m. here in this building. So.
Okay. We also have a W3C's meeting here at 1 o'clock.
That is, yeah, that's.
That's the.
Yeah, the Waukesha
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Water and Wastewater.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought we was talking about the children's table.
No, the children's table will be next week.
Okay, good.
So
Sorry.
25th.
I was thinking about everything when I was listening halfway. Sorry, that's my bad. All right, are we ready for everything here? Anybody got anything for you to put up?
Check your.
See if we have any.
We have one public comment, and it is Jeremy Hale. At this hearing. Okay,
Is it okay?
you've got just 3 minutes, bud.
All right. Got a handout for each of you. You're going to see confidential stamped on the top. It's not that it's confidential that I'm sharing with you. It's confidential that the Ethics Commission out of Tallahassee won't be able to share it with you. Me as the complainant, I can share anything I desire with you. So I just want you guys as a board to be aware that Russell Meeks Sr. is under investigation for 13 points of unethical behavior. As the Ethics Commission has shared with me, he can receive fines up to $20,000 per ethics issue. And while they could not stop him for running for the town council, they will remove him immediately if found guilty. His hearing is April 25th, as you can see here at 10 a.m. You cannot be there, but I can, Russell can, and legal counsel can. I will be there, and I will be reporting on what happens here in Otter Creek. And I want to let you guys know as a board so you can plan ahead and know and forecast what you're going to do in regards to this. Okay? All right, thank you. Thank you.
Jeremy, sir. Sorry, that was my cookie. I took it off of my cookie.
Well,
many bombshells tonight. Belinda stepping down.
Didn't see that one coming.
Didn't see that one coming. But if I heard correctly, Zim said that she still plans on doing the bookkeeping part, and they're just looking for a part-time clerk, which, when you remember, when Madam Mayor was the mayor, they were looking for 2 separate people anyways, bookkeeping and clerk, segregation of duties, so that one can cover for the other, and then one can be held accountable so that no accusations can be flying. What else was talked about?
A sinkhole?
The sinkhole, that's always scary. And there is a child that lives next door, and so luckily someone caught that and that he is safe. What else was
The
discussed?
community center that
The
Lynette said that myself or Zim was just gonna buy, she just got debunked.
Yes, if you heard Lynette try to post online a smear campaign falsely accusing Zim of buying the community center because apparently she can predict the future and her crystal ball is working, comes to find out that grant has been in place for the last 4 years. And when Mary and Russell were in the office,
And Laura
they
Mott.
did
That was Laura
nothing
Mott
about
as well.
that. And there just isn't enough time to get it in place. And so they decided to withdraw the grant so that they can stay on good terms with the state and then give that money where else it could be due because they couldn't meet the deadline. I can't get into specifics. I don't know how it works. But from my understanding, this was an inherited grant that occurred 4 years ago.
Bleach water?
The bleach water? Really? Because interesting how Lynette told everybody to put bleach in their water and it becomes sludge brown. But back in 2023, she said the town's water is clean and it's drinkable. But someone asked Lynette, do you let your family drink the water? And she goes, no, I have a Berkey. And I didn't even drink the tap water when I lived in Northport because I'm weird like that. Talk about debunking. Interesting how all of a sudden people's water is turning brown when you put bleach in it.